166,440. That's how many hours Ellen has been our executive director. 166,440. How do you measure Ellen's career? Before she was our Ellen, she was a wife, a mother, and a television executive. Life was great, but she realized there could be something more. So she left the glamorous world of TV and went to work in the Jewish world for Synagogue 2000. Luckily for us, Ellen joined Temple Judea as a mom in our Mommy and Me classes.
My earliest memory of Ellen at Temple Judea is sitting in the sandbox at Mommy and Me. And David and my niece Emily were students, and Ellen was mommy and I was uncle. And we sat in the sandbox and talked about Jewish thought and what Jewish community meant to her. And I knew from that moment that she would be the ideal person with whom I would love to work, who would touch the synagogue and create a future for Temple Judea that would be absolutely marvelous.
In the early 2000s, Temple Judea was on the brink of tremendous growth. The board was searching for a new synagogue administrator, or as it would emerge, executive director. And as people began to wonder, to suggest, and think about who might be a good fit, one name kept coming up: Ellen Franklin.
I think that the first day of work, of my full-time work and Ellen's first day on the job here, we went out to lunch at Frankie's, which started everything. I always knew that it was going to be extraordinary working with Ellen because she was clearly sophisticated, she knew her job, she was humble about it, and she loved synagogue life, she loved Judaism, she loved the clergy. It was so easy to connect with her on every kind of level, and she was just a regular person.
Having Ellen as executive director of this fine temple is such a calming effect on any temple leadership. Knowing that she's in charge, you didn't have to worry about other things.
As a new era at Temple Judea blossomed, Ellen helped the congregation keep up with growth. Ellen brought a new spirit of professionalism to the administration of the synagogue. And as our growth continued, it became clear that Temple Judea was outgrowing its comfy but increasingly tight spaces. And so began the project with which Ellen would be most closely associated: the construction of the renovated Temple Judea campus.
Building a new synagogue home with Ellen was absolutely a dream. It brought together all of the best skills that Ellen brings to her role. I have a great memory of Ellen walking through the building construction site with a hard hat on, and she had a hard hat with her name on it in the construction trailer, and she was really, really proud. And one day we had so much fun, we climbed on the big Caterpillar construction tractors, and there was Ellen as if she was driving the tractor. It was a great moment of joy.
When we were building the building, Ellen took on about 4 extra hats. She put windows. It was the cutest thing. Windows were literally 1 foot and 2 feet high so that all the nursery school kids could feel part of what was going on. And Ellen made sure that the kids felt part of what was going on, that their parents felt part of what was going on, and that the building was for everybody.
With all that the building project meant to our community, with all its complexity, with all the effort that was required by so many, Ellen never lost sight of one fundamental truth. Temple Judea is about people. It's about relationships. It's about making people feel comfortable in their Jewish home.
If they were building a Temple Judea Mount Rushmore, Ellen would be front and center in that, because the building literally is not standing, and the community around it is not here without Ellen.
Ellen is just a wonderful, positive, hardworking. Oh my gosh, her work ethic is unbelievable, and she's a joy to be around. Which, if you look at all the friends that she has made among lay leaders and staff, you can understand that it's not just her working as a leader and a employer here. This is her heart, this is her soul, and it just shows in everything she does.
I love Ellen. Ellen is just the nicest human being. So when you say, what do you admire about Ellen? Like everything. She is so calm and so in control, always without being bossy. a very take charge person, willing to listen to everybody else's point of view and consider options, next steps and such. But she really makes decisions with such a calm demeanor and confidence that I would trust her doing anything.
Ellen not only handles the business of the synagogue, but really is a pastor in her area. It's as if, the rabbis are pastors and educators, the cantors are musicians and pastors with the music as their tool. Ellen is someone who takes seriously that role of caring for people.
I would have never agreed to be president if Ellen wasn't executive director, because I knew from all my years and experience working with Ellen that it would be supportive and wonderful, and she would be my mentor, and it would be awesome and fun, and it was.
No matter what the task is, Ellen's approach comes from the glass half full. There is no obstacle which she doesn't figure out some way to get through, over, under, around, and doing it in such a graceful, helpful, positive way. It is something that I honor and so respect, and I think is going to be one of the things that people are going to miss most about Ellen.
Ellen is my partner in crime around here. She finds humor in all of the most ridiculous things, and it makes everyone laugh. Ellen wears an incredible number of hats, and one of the hats that she wears is tending to the staff and making sure that the staff is connected to one another, functioning well, happy, working well together, and she's excellent at doing that. One of the ways that she's most excellent at doing that is by modeling it. Ellen always shows up happy. She always puts her best self into the relationship that she's in. And it is so easy to return that energy.
166,440 hours? How do you measure Ellen's career? You can measure it in rabbis, in teachers, in foundations laid, in temple presidents, in cantors, in colleagues, and in staff, in phone calls, in fundraising, in people, in friendships. But, as the words on our ark remind us, Ellen, the most important things in life, like you, can't be measured.